Hello everyone, it's Rick Passek, FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be doing a little bit of the start of a, let's call it a little series. It's my all-dub leech. It's probably one of my most viewed leeches that I did about a year and a half ago. It's one of my most viewed videos, period. And I've got a lot of comments about it. So I just thought I'd share other all-dub leech patterns that I use and that I tie. So I figured I'd do a four-part series on just four different ones, just more of a, hey, you can do this, you can do that, right? More than anything, some of these have been just deadly patterns, especially the first three are amazing. But yeah, these are it's the start of my all-dub leech series. So let's get tying. Hello everyone, it's Rick Passek, FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be doing a little bit of the start of a, let's call it a little series. It's my all-dub leech. It's probably one of my most viewed leeches that I did about a year and a half ago. It's one of my most viewed videos, period. I've got a lot of comments about it. So I just thought I'd share other all-dub leech patterns that I use and that I tie. So I figured I'd do a four-part series on just four different ones, just more of a, hey, you can do this, you can do that, right? More than anything, some of these have been just deadly patterns, especially the first three are amazing. But yeah, these are it's the start of my all-dub leech series. So let's get tying. So in the vise today, we have an Ahrex FW563 in a size 8, 1/8 silver bead. This one's non-tungsten. I tie some with tungsten, some without. Ones that have tungsten, I'll put a little black dot on just so I know that they're tungsten. Yeah, this one's non-tungsten. This is Semperfli Nano Silk black in 12/0. And the rest is one material. It's the, I'll show you guys in a second. Once I get this. It is the Scud Dubbing in Black Rainbow, period. That's it. That's all I'm using. Nothing else. So this is an all-dub leech. I've done one before quite a while ago. You guys seem to have liked it. I just wanted to show you guys this new material. The Scud Dubbing is awesome. Just love this stuff. So, okay, I can get that magnifying glass out of the way. I was tying small flies last. So I just got some out of the package and I've just lined up the fibers. Okay, that's all I've done. And I'm just going to go about the halfway point of it and just tie that in. Nice and tight. Fold that over, go over top of it. Nice and tight. Wrapping forward. There's my tail. That's simple. Now, you can do either a split thread or you can do a dubbing loop. I'm going to do a dubbing loop. So just looped over. Shorten my thread up a bit so I can control it a bit better. Go right up against that tail, forward. Make sure I've got my dubbing spinner. Sorry for the reach. Dubbing spinner. This is one from Stonefo. Just put that down. Get that hooked in. Put it down on the side here. Then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to make a little bit of a stack on my desk here. I'll show you what I mean once I've got it done. So I'm just picking material out. And I don't like that first piece. It's bunched together a bit. So now, basically all I've done is I've just laid a bunch out on the table. And I'm going to take this is from Loon. And I'm just going to go underneath it all. And there you go. Okay. Then I'm just going to open that up and put this in. This is where I always have a problem with this, instead of doing it by hand, but just get right beside it there. I can give it a couple of turns. There we go. Bring that up. Just make sure this is all in nicely, and then just start giving it a spin. Now if you don't have this, I mean, 90% of the time I still put it in by hand myself, but I just thought I'd show you guys that. So now I'll take a stainless. I'm just gonna get the rest of this other fluff. I've been doing some naturals, so it's just a stainless barbecue brush. And I'm just gonna pull the material nice out so it's nice and spiky. Make sure this is all the way forward. Hopefully that didn't affect the light there, I just bumped it. But just make sure every time you come forward, you just make sure that stuff is hanging back. You want tight wraps against the last one, right? Because you're going to be pulling this stuff out next, right? So it's going to be really going to be quite aggressive. So you want to make sure it's all in there really well. Right? And then I'm doing one more turn right behind the eye there. And then I will lash that down 2-3 times on top, 2-3 times in front, 2-3 times on top, and 2-3 in front again. Then I will grab my scissors, cut off that dubbing loop. You see I'm using my finger to push away the thread. Okay, now I will grab my lip finisher, and I always, when I'm doing these all dubbed leeches, I do a set of 3 times 3. And the second one, and now my third one, I will put on some Sallies. And the reason I do 3 is because, like I said, I'm going to be pretty aggressive here. And there is the odd chance, very odd, but there is the odd chance that you can pull one set of whip finishes out. And I always like having at least 2, right? So again, just done. Now, very often what I'll do is I'll tie up a dozen or 2 of these, just like to this stage, and I'll let that Sally set up, and then I'll pull the dubbing out. But obviously, for video purposes, that can't be done. So I'm going to take my barbecue brush again, and I'm just going to get pretty aggressive with it. Like I said, I want to pick all that, anything that got trapped, you want to pick that out, right? Pick it out, pick it out, pick it out. Then I'll take my Velcro as well. I like having it on a popsicle stick for exactly the reason I'm showing you right now, because I can get right in between that hook, right? There is a finished little leech. Deadly little patterns. These all double leeches are just crazy good. They work so well. And I'm going to get this one wet so you guys can see what they look like. Sally Hansen's in the mouth. There, they get nice and slick, right? And you can, if they find that this is a little too long, just give that a little bit of a nip, right? There you go. But when these get wet, they just slick right back, and because of the dubbing, the type of dubbing, the scud dubbing, it's got lots of sheen in it. doesn't have a lot of flash, but lots of sheen, right? So it'll attract but not scare. So yeah, super simple little pattern. Yeah. Alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It's just like I said, make sure you put it in these 2 to 3 sets of whip finishes at the end. So if you pull them out, at least you've got 1 set or 2 sets still holding, right? So, okay. Thailands, everybody.